So I decided to try something different today and paint something abstract. So the name of this painting is called Landscape with House and Ploughman. It was a painting by Vincent Van Gogh done in 1889 on the outskirts of France in this place called Saint Remy. So it was in the countryside during the autumn. You could kind of tell by the way the colors are, with all the various shades of red, yellow, and orange on there. But anyways, he has a lot of bold and dramatic brush strokes on there, which is a component of post-impressionism. A lot of shapes, a lot of squares, a lot of geometric shapes and patterns on a painting that is somewhat aiming towards realism. And you can kind of see that on there. It's got a lot of bold, dramatic brush strokes that go in all sorts of angles. And it's got a lot of, this one in particular, that has a lot of diagonal shapes going both up and down. So it's a lot of diamonds and triangles. And it does make some noise in the painting. It has a lot of tension, drama. But that's the whole intent. And that's the whole intent behind Impressionism and Post-Impressionism. And so he has that type of style. And a lot of like thicker, more bold brush strokes. You can also see, if you look close enough in the painting, it's got some gaps in between the colors. It's got those gaps that show the bare canvas underneath the paint. Yet at the same time, he has a lot of thick layers of paint. And every now and then he uses the paint straight from the tube, which is also called impasto or impasto. I don't even know. But this painting is located in the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, Russia. And so that is the type of style that Van Gogh has. He has a lot of bold, dramatic painting, if you are familiar with his other works. And so this one in particular, it's got a lot of internal energy to it. It's got a lot of tension and drama. And the way that this painting is unified is that there's so much prominence of these angles going all over the place and bold, bright colors that they are so consistent that they're unified. So they solidify the painting that much more so. And so the way these vectors work together, they just create this very interesting composition. And so after starting painting this, I realized that it was a big disruption in my normal pattern of painting, because I normally paint in a traditional style, and I'm very not used to painting these type of abstract works. And so it was kind of a big surprise to me when I began the process of this painting. But even so, it didn't take me that long. It only took like maybe 8-9 hours total to get it finished. But along the way, though, it's like I really had these stumbling blocks of trying to get this pattern, get this rhythm going with my painting. Because every time I do a painting, I kind of get this rhythm going, and it kind of just helps me get the momentum. And I keep going, and I keep establishing a state of flow, if you will. And so with this one, I kind of had a lot of these disruptions, because he had a lot of these short, quick brush strokes, and at the same time, though, it's like I had to keep reapplying the paint on there, because I'm used to doing a lot of like thin, subtle layers where I keep the paintbrush wet. But in this regard, I had to keep reapplying paint onto the brush and going back and forth from the canvas onto the palette, and just applying a lot of paint. So I actually ended up using a lot more paint than I am used to for this small painting, because I used a 16 by 20 canvas. And so with that regard, that's just one of the stumbling blocks that I had to come across. But another interesting thing was that this sounds kind of strange, but like I kind of felt the emotion of the painting as I was painting it. Like in a way, like I kind of felt that transference of the emotion when as I was going along with it, because it just seemed very therapeutic when I was painting it, because I actually like I enjoyed painting it a lot, like for some reason. Like I didn't think I would enjoy it that much, but there's just something like very calming about painting all these colors and shapes. It kind of took me back to, like, I don't know, when I was younger, when I was like painting a lot more simpler things. And so I think maybe that was part of his intent as a post-impressionistic painter. He was trying to paint something not only depicting a landscape, but also depicting the way he felt. Maybe he himself felt a sense of therapy when he was out there painting it. Because, I mean, Van Gogh, I mean, for a lot of artists, I mean, he was already known in the artist community as somebody who's deeply troubled with his feelings and being withdrawn. And so I think that being outside painting that type of landscape, it might have been a very therapeutic project for him, just to be outdoors and creating something. And so I think I felt that essence of it. So I think that's also what I got out of it too. I think it was a pretty valuable experience. But yeah, it was tougher than I expected it to be, just by adapting to a different painting style and have a lot of these stopping my brushing when I'm not normally used to, because there's not that much blending in this painting. But because I'm used to blending a lot of colors, and with this one I really was not used to doing that. It's like a lot of sharp, bold type of brushing where you do one brush stroke and then all of a sudden the color is going to change from another bold, vivid color to the next one. So I did a lot of brushing and going back to the palette to get a different color, and then I had to wash the brush to get an even more different color to apply adjacent to that other color. So it was just a very interesting project. So if you guys learn a thing or two from this video, please hit that thumbs up, and if you want, subscribe to my channel for other tutorials such as this and other videos. And so once again, thank you for watching.